Hey everyone! So today I have a build that was originally supposed to be a nice, short, and sweet one. However, when I sat down to build that nice, short build, I had this house pop into my head, and that was the end of that. So, again, grab some popcorn, a nice drink, or your snack of choice, I should say. And join me as I build this traditional family home. I started out kind of thinking it would be a federal style home. And I guess I'm going to call it maybe like an updated federal style home. It's not as boxy as a normal federal, but it still kind of has that vibe. So, what you can see here is I decided to switch one of the rooms over. I won't even call it a room. That area on the left-hand side of the screen is the area that would have been where the carriages or the car would drop off before heading into the carriage house, which is that building in the back. So I just wanted to kind of figure out where that was going compared to everything. And originally I wanted it on the right side just because I thought it looked better, but decided against it, and I love how it ended up turning out. It also made a little more sense to put the carriage house back where it is, mostly because with this build, what that turns into eventually is really a guest house. Or if you have floor rent, you could have it as a on-lot rental. But I designed it more as like a guest house for, your parents that come to visit, because this family has 4 children. And I mean, you could put more than that in here if you wanted to. Bunk beds would do it. However, I only designed it for 4 children, okay? Not even children. There's a infant, a toddler, and then 2 children. So that's where this house is going. Here, just kind of figuring out, I got the floor plan pretty much figured out. I actually don't change a whole lot with it. I change a little bit, mostly in that front room area, upstairs, and a little bit in the kitchen area, but almost everything else stays how it is right now. So, and this back room, but the back room was more of me making up my mind of if I wanted to have an entrance to the kitchen or put in another bathroom. And the more I thought about it, I realized this is a family of, 6. And they need more bathrooms. I grew up in a family of 7. We had 1 main bathroom, and we added on a half bath. And yeah, that was it for pretty much most of our time. Now, we lived in a few different houses, but that was the last one we were in, which is the one that my mother and stepfather bought when I was in junior high school, and the first one they owned. So they were at least able to do something with that. Before that, we lived in like a townhome that had at least 2 bathrooms in it, but still, that's 7 people and only 2 bathrooms. It was not good. And with the Sims, you need more, because they all seem to need to use the bathroom at the same time. So anyway, you can see here I'm still kind of playing around with the floor plan. As I said, it doesn't change a whole lot. I kind of had a good idea of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. As I said, this popped into my head, like the design style, the layout, just literally like as I sat down and I went, okay, guess I'm building this week. My original plan was to do something small and then start on this large castle build that I've been wanting to do. However, I haven't done anything with that yet, so I would like some feedback from you guys. Do you want to see a really large, kind of very detailed castle build from me? I know a lot of other builders have already done them, or they've dated ones they've done in the past. But if you guys want to see that, it is something I do want to do eventually. But if it's something that you're like, it'd be cool to see, but I don't need it right now, I will take my time on it. So it'll be something I'll work on, as time permits with other videos. So that is kind of where I'm at there. This channel is really, made for you guys that are nice enough to watch it and enjoy the builds. I just like to build. So if you have any suggestions of builds you'd like to see or builds that you want to have somebody build for your own game, let me know. And if I can, I will build them. It might not be right away, but I definitely, am always up for new ideas. In fact, I believe I had in one of my last videos, someone asked me to do a studio, like a recording studio. And I've done one of those in my own gameplay, like a small one in a basement. And I just had so much fun doing it. So when that was suggested, I kind of jumped and went, yay, that sounds like a great idea. So look forward to that coming hopefully in the next few weeks if I don't start that castle build. If not, it might be just a little bit longer than that. And thank you to whoever gave me that idea. I can't remember your name off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Well, I'm horrible with names, so don't take it personally. I forget, my boss's names sometimes, okay? I'm just not good with names. I'm great with faces. All right, so you can see I'm still playing around a little bit with the floor plan windows and how everything's gonna work in here. And a lot of this is, again, I was like, okay, we need another bathroom upstairs besides just the main and then the one children's bathroom. Now, that being said, I did put a laundry room in here, and that is the room that'll be in the middle on the upstairs, or in the upstairs area. And what I did there was the whole room is laundry day. There is nothing in that room except for maybe the tile and wallpaper. That is not laundry day. So if you don't have that pack, my hope is it just doesn't put anything there, and you can easily put in a bathroom. With that as well, if you would like me to create a bathroom, you can just plop in there. Let me know in the comments below, and I will do that. If not, enjoy decorating it up and making it a bathroom. Personally, I would just take the half bath I put in what I'm calling the playroom out of there and maybe add it to the playroom space. Whatever you want to do with it, but that's just a suggestion and something I thought of as I was building. So, all right, so I think we're finally getting closer to where I actually start decorating this baby. There was a lot I did with this beforehand because I'm also uploading this as a shell to the gallery. Now, that being said, I saved the shell just before I started these bathrooms. So there's no landscaping. The fencing is done. There's nothing in the backyard. It is really just kind of a shell with doors and windows. So it's definitely different than the final product, but I thought that would be fun. I'm not going to put landscaping around it. I thought about doing that, going back in, but I didn't, I won't be as of recording this. This won't go up until almost a week from date of recording. So the other thing I will go back and fix before I upload is how this kitchen is, so that this little alcove is there. I put that in because really that was supposed to be your, the family's point of entry. They didn't use the front door, they used the side door. So that's where I put all the stuff for the coats, the bags, all of that. Now, in my mind, that makes sense because that'd be where your car would go, but your Sims are probably going to use the front door. I mean, at least it's not anything that they actually go to and use, so. But yeah, you won't see any type of coat stuff there. Now, getting into this decor, I originally, when I sat down, was just going to do a base game only build. This home is not a base game only build. That rug is, I believe, from Realm of Magic, and I have a lot of cats and dogs and growing together in this home. So, sorry, it's not base game. It wasn't going to happen. It's just too big of a build. So, anyway, I decided to go with this nice bright blue color, just something fun. This is the color I have in the entry and upstairs in the hallway. And really, the rest of the house is a lot more muted. But, I thought something bright and fun to just add into this entry to create a little more interest was a good thing. So you can see here that I added in the coat rack here, a shelf with the dog leash. I did decorate this as this family has pets. I have, I put it in mostly for like a dog. However, there are some cat things as well. Not a whole lot because, I didn't put a lot for either one really. It's just like the shelves in there, and then there's a dog bed and some toys. And then I believe I put in a cat tree eventually. So not, a lot, but it's there if you need it. So here you can see I put in a more muted wallpaper, or trying to put in some more muted wallpapers. Now, as you can see too, is I changed the color of the blue, so it's not quite as crazy, but it's the same upstairs and downstairs. And I just decided, I'm like, okay, that bright blue was a little much. So here, the dining room, originally I had put in these two big openings and then, the bigger opening to the kitchen. And when I did it, I didn't like it. So that's why that changed. And then here, I wanted this nice, beautiful, like, hutch area, very decorative, and really, there wasn't anything that fit size-wise, because I wanted that table centered. And the room isn't that big, but it didn't need to be that big. So, I've created my own. And you get to watch this process as I create my own. I think it turned out pretty good. Actually, it turned out really good for what I have to use, because a lot of the woods aren't quite exactly the same, but with the lighting in here, you really can't tell. Hopefully, I mean, maybe it's my computer settings as well, but hopefully it looks good when you download it. And you can see here, just kind of struggling to figure out what to put in here. And I ended up with the Seasons, like, buffet put in there. And now I'm just kind of trying to decorate behind here. I go through quite a few different things. And then I decided on maybe the plates. I was like, maybe a bar. No. And then I stuck with the plates. And I love how they look. I think it fits the theme of this house very well. Just a little more traditional, but not too traditional. So I tried to give this a family home vibe along with some more traditional aspects. And I do think I pulled that off. I really do. So The other thing, as we're going through this and I'm talking, my voice is still not 100%. This time I think it's allergies have hit me. And, just as I'm starting to get better. So, sorry if I, end up coughing in the background and mis-editing that out. I'm going to try to get any of that out. It's not too bad, but as I'm talking, I can feel my voice going, "Hey, what are you doing?" So anyway, here you can see kind of just trying to figure out all the curtains. And I go with these seasons ones. I love these. I use them quite a bit in my own builds and in the builds I do for YouTube. Yes, I do some of my own builds, and a lot of that is custom content. I actually have put a poll up on the community tab about doing a custom content build. I kind of want to do one. And now that I've realized that the Better Build by mod that I have that helps me sort through all this stuff easily has a way for me to list what custom content I use, I'm kind of interested in doing, some builds with it. Now, I'm not going to go crazy. It's not going to be like every build for like 2 months. I'm thinking maybe one build a month that has custom content. So let me know what you think either in the comments or visit that poll and vote and comment there as well. If you have custom content that you love and would like to see a build done with it, I would like to know about it. So yeah, I think I'm asking you guys to comment quite a bit. You don't have to comment about everything that I ask for, okay? I just want feedback. Give me feedback as to what you guys would like to see on this channel. I already know a lot of you love trailer parks, so yes, there's going to be another trailer park build in the future. I mean, there'll be more than just one, but, in the near future. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it and what I want to do with it. So, yeah. All right. So here you can see I'm playing with the table, the chairs, and I'm like, this is a big family. They need, they need a big table. And then I kind of realized, okay, maybe not that big of a table. So kind of playing around with it, settled on this one, and I like it. I definitely went with the gray-blue vibe in this kitchen, and I am so happy with it. I love the tile, and that's kind of where the blue inspiration came from. I thought about doing yellow, and I couldn't wrap my mind around yellow, so I did the blue-gray theme, okay? And again, I love how this turned out. I used a lot from Parenthood, I think is what all this is from. So hopefully if the game replaces it, it looks just as pretty. But yeah, that's another set I love. I just love how this kitchen set looks. I like all the options with it. I just like it. So I use this one quite a bit in my builds. Then here I wanted to put like a coffee bar in, and of course all the Home Chef Hustle, stuff, and the Instapot, crock pot, rice cooker, whatever you want to call that, had to go into. And you can see I'm struggling with where to put everything. I just didn't like how it was looking. So I think I settled on this and just kind of went from there. I will say those pizza ovens work great in corners. I don't know why. They look like, they actually fit the counter, where so much of the rest of the appliances don't. Okay, so playing with these windows. I play with those windows a few times. I believe that's the only one I show after this, but they just, I don't know, they wouldn't work with me at all. So I finally got them. The other thing is the tile for the kitchen on the walls. I played with numerous different tiles, and I kept coming back to this one. And I think it's because that one tile color matches those cabinets perfectly, and then the rest just kind of make it all pop. So that was why I chose to do this tile. And then the gray along the bottom kind of fit into that blue-gray vibe. And I thought it looked pretty good. So something else I've been trying, or putting the plates in that section there, just to make it look a little different than the other one I used. So if I do 2 of these, that might be something you'll start seeing more of when I have 2 of these in the same build, is these little plates that I'll throw under the hutch area, just to, give it something a little different, because we can't change anything on those shelves. So, I mean, I could probably add something in between the plates and the books there, but that would be about it. So, the other thing that I realized I did not do in that kitchen is put in a garbage can. It's not in the pictures either. It is in what will be uploaded. So there is going to be a garbage can there. I tend to forget those. And yeah, so I added it. Anyway, we'll get into this living room. I had no idea what to do with this space, to be honest. I knew I wanted a fireplace, so at least I had an anchor to work off of. What you see here is not my first go, or my second go, or even my third go with arranging furniture here. However, this is already an hour-long video, so I cut out quite a bit of my playing around. I left some in. Stuff that really made sense and didn't take a long time is what I tried to leave in. So you'll see I left a little bit of me playing around with rugs and things like that in here, just to give you guys that idea of what I was trying to do. Also, I have no idea why the tile went all the way across the back wall. I don't know. This had some weird stuff going on. So, I surprised myself because I am not a pink lover. And I saw this rug and just went, this one, because it has pink flowers. So my mindset with this originally was to maybe focus more on creating pink accents. And I thought it was a great idea, until I realized that most of the pink items in the game are more teen and children related than, traditional adult. So there's not a lot in here that's a pink, but I do have a few things, so it works out in the end. So I also wanted to kind of create a couple little areas, because it is such a big family, that they could just, sit, enjoy the space. So I made this little knitting reading nook. I didn't put knitting things there, but if you want to put a knitting box there, there is room for it. I didn't put a bookshelf over there. It's on the other side of the room, but that still works. We need our exercise walking across this space, right? Okay, is that just me that needs to get out and walk around more? I swear, I do. I'm going to be doing that right after I'm done with this video, actually. So here, just kind of trying to fill this space a bit, and decided I love the bookshelf, but not there. So that's going to go upstairs, and then just pulled these in from cats and dogs, put this nice little decorative area there, and just kind of went from there with this. I got all the fun little accessories for the fireplace in, and you can see I did put a TV up on that fireplace. It's not perfect. You can still kind of see the mirror underneath the TV, but it doesn't look too bad. So yes, I'm aware for anybody who notices that. Here, trying to figure out artwork. I need to play around with more custom content to get that's gallery like downloadable, not custom content, that is like a mod or, PC only. And see if I can find some options for like family type photos that are already done. I mean, I know I can use the growing together frames. However, I got to put photos in those, and I don't know. I want something a little more generic to put into the builds that I upload. So I think I'm going to go on a hunt. If you happen to know of anything, let me know, because then I wouldn't have to hunt so long. All right, so here I wanted to put some pictures up there and decided against it. So that just kind of stays as a plant in that little live, laugh, love sign thing from one of the packs. Again, it won't be there if you don't have that pack. Not a big deal. So here, adding in a little bit more with a buffet and just trying to decorate it. I just feel like it needed something. I love having floating furniture in the rooms, but for me, they almost always need like something behind them, depending. Like this sofa, probably not so much. But depending on the furniture you have, and this is true in real life, if you want to hide the back of it, put in a buffet, credenza, whatever you want, long table that fits behind there. The other thing with me decorating, if you just saw that, I have some issues with my keyboard occasionally, and I think it just likes to disconnect itself or something. It's a Bluetooth thing, so every once in a while it's just like, hey, I'm going to disconnect, and whatever you were just hitting is what's going to happen for the next 30 seconds until I reconnect again. So that was that. In case you're like, what the heck did she do? That was not me putting it up way too high on purpose. All right, so moving from the living room into the office area. I did this a little differently than I tend to do most of my offices. I'll admit, I kind of started doing the office the same way I do them, and then realized I didn't want this to be that traditional, maybe work from home office, or, the dad is a big important guy and works, or the mom's a big important woman and needs an office at home. I wanted this to be like a family office, reading room space. So I got a desk and this nice little reading nook area, and just kind of went from there with it. And as you can see, I moved the chessboard in there, and I went through trying to figure out what the heck to put here and decided, well, maybe a dog bed. And then I said no. So this is where I'm like, well, they're going to have a dog and a cat. That's where all that, cat dog nonsense came from earlier. So here I really wanted to kind of do a green office. And originally I wanted that nice bright green. But as you can see, I kind of got rid of that idea fairly quickly. It wasn't working with what I had in there. So yeah, now I'm just kind of decorating it. I put a few things in here. Luckily, it's mostly windows, so I only really had to decorate this wall. But I wanted, stuff in here, and I think it looks pretty cool. I did, I believe, get some green in the rug. I don't think this is the one I chose. There's one more after this. And green in the curtains. And yeah, with these cats and dogs ones that were perfect. Like they had all the colors that I was putting in this office. So those worked really well. And then I just threw this nice dark green in there as well. So jumping back here, this is kind of just an entry area for the backyard. So it's just got, your cleaning stuff, just like coat rack, that type of thing. Mostly gardening, all that stuff is sitting in here. And this isn't necessarily where, your guests are going to come in and out of. There is an entry out to the deck from the living room. But this is more of like, the kitchen, even though you're walking all the way around the stairs to get out there. But yeah, that's more of what that was for, is more, it's just an entry for the kids to run in and out of, things like that. So here again, I'm kind of trying to recreate that idea of family photos here. And that photo collage works pretty well for that. Replace those as you play in this with your Sims. Put your own photos in there. That does not have to stay. Please don't keep it. That's what I'm telling you. All right, so here's the laundry room. And in the final photos, you're going to notice the shelving switches places. I didn't like how it looked in the photos, so I changed it. That's really what it was. So they switch places, but other than that, it is all laundry day in here. So if you don't have that pack and want to make that a bathroom, it is the perfect spot for another bathroom. You could make it a closet too if you wanted to. I mean, have fun with it. All right, so I did go through and do the bathrooms up here, and then I realized I need a bathtub. So I completely and totally redid this bathroom because it wasn't as simple as, it was in the beginning. But still, not much to it. I probably could have cut it out, but I didn't. So, yeah, I like how this little thing turned out. I put in some cute little decor for the kids and really trying to embrace that family vibe with this home. All right, so moving in here, this is the kids' playroom, and it's not very big, so I really tried to cram a bunch of stuff in here. As of recording this little video game thing was not working. I haven't deleted it yet. I never play with it, so it might just be user error, but I'm going to try to play with it a little bit more, move things around a little bit, see if I can get it to work in there. If it's not in the final build, I couldn't get it to work. Okay. So the other thing is playing around with the wallpaper, getting it to look, fun and funky and kid-centric. And I think it worked when I kind of went, this is going to be an infant, a toddler, and 2 young kids. So let's just not go crazy funky with the walls and put some fun decor in. So that's what I did. The other thing is I do take out that puppet thing and put in the play tent just because it's usable by all the kids that way, I think. I'm not sure if infants can use it, but the toddler can, So I did that. And now just, continuing with the fun little decor. And then moving out to this landing area where I just put in a nice little sofa. That sofa does not stay. There's a smaller one that goes in its place. An art easel. I wasn't going to put an art easel in this build, and I ended up doing it anyway. Because we know how things work in The Sims, right? You got to have an art easel in almost every build you do. It just... They have to be able to create art. It just is what it is. So the other thing with this is I wanted to just create maybe another little cozy reading area or someplace they could do homework. I'm hoping that maybe this is going to be a good spot where the kids can do their projects. If not, there's plenty of room in the entry downstairs. I found as I was playing through being a kid, those school projects take up a lot of space. And then if you get parental help, you really have to have a lot of space to get to it. So I did think about that a little bit in this build. And it's one of the reasons that there is a little more space in this house so that you can do, things like that. Also, so you can add some stuff in yourself. I wanted it to be a complete build, but I also wanted to leave some space for you to do some fun things on your own and add things that your Sims specifically would like. So the bedrooms, as you can see, I thought, I could do bunk beds with the desk underneath, and there's more than enough room for a bed and a desk and a dresser in these rooms. So got rid of that idea pretty quick and just continued to decorate from there. I do jump between this room and the room next to it quite a bit because they use the same furniture, so I just kind of copied it over and then recolored as needed. I'm designing this room for a girl, and the next room is designed for a boy, but really it could be either one. Maybe the boy likes purple and pink, okay? Nothing wrong with that. And maybe you have a tomboy who likes video games, because the next one has more of a video game type theme. It's not crazy, it's subtle, but it's there. Alright, so here's me moving all that stuff over. And one thing I do like with these rooms is I didn't put the beds right up against the wall. And I like that. I'm not sure if you can really get to that side or not, but I just think it's kind of nice to have that break. Plus, with the curtains, we know how that works. The curtains always clip anyway. So I figured this time I'd plan to not have the bed right up against that wall. So Rugs and me in these builds lately are just not getting along, but I do absolutely love this rug from high school years for this bedroom. And I think it's that perfect mix of kind of that whimsical that you can get away with in a kid's room, but also maybe if you wanted to move more of a preteen in here, you could do that, in that mindset of their preteen, since we don't actually have that life stage. But, it's an easily upgradable with a few color changes and, a little bit of wall decor change, and possibly moving the toy box out of there. But it is designed for just your general, kid. So it's not like a preteen room or anything like that. I did, in my mind, see both of these children as, children, not a life stage that doesn't exist. All right, so moving on a little more into this boy's room. He's messy. He wants to spend more time video gaming than anything else. And I have to laugh because I uploaded this to my library and then downloaded it into another save file to play test it, because I actually do want to use this house in my own legacy file that I play eventually, not right away. But I moved a family in, and I had them test a few things, and as I was just trying to get the kids to play with something, the mom walks up and grabs the tablet off the dresser and walks away with it. And I don't know why, I just laughed hysterically and went, well then. Because I'm like, that's not yours, that's his. So, yeah. Again, I'm not going to be uploading that version. The tablet will be there, but, a parent may steal it. Just saying. Okay, so now I'm working on the toddler's room, and this one I wanted to keep somewhat simple. I didn't go too crazy in here, at least I don't think I did. Gave her a dollhouse because we really didn't have room for one in the other room, and I figured, all the kids can come in and play with that. It's not, they're going to be a close-knit family, okay? I mean, okay, however you want to play it is fine, but I figured, they could have some toys in here that's more centered toward toddlers. I believe that, oh, I might not, I don't think I put a toy chest in the boys' room. Mostly because I just have clutter. We're going to go with the line of they took the toy chest away because he wouldn't put his toys away anyway. So he's no longer allowed to have a toy chest, right? It's my lore and I'm sticking to it. Okay. The other thing is curtains in here aren't the greatest. I'm not thrilled with them, but they are what they are. These windows are hard to curtain without covering the whole thing. And I wanted that in the baby's room. I didn't want that in the toddler room. So the smaller curtains are what I chose there. Change them if you'd like. Also, the infant play set there probably will not work for the parent to play with. I did not play test that as a parent playing with it. It did let me put the infant in it. So that works. I really just put it there so that it's in the build. Move it where you want. There is one in the living room downstairs, but I wanted one upstairs somewhere. And, that way you don't have to go hunt for it. It's already there if you own the Growing Together pack. If you don't, I think it modifies into the base game little round thing. Don't quote me on that because I didn't have infants and not have Growing Together. So, yeah, not sure how that works. So, okay, moving on to the master bedroom. And this one, I liked the bed. So I kind of focused on creating the rest of the room around the bed and the bed colors. Why they chose like a grayish color for the bed frame and this comforter set, I don't know. It doesn't look horrible, but it's hard to decorate around. But I did it. I'm just saying, I'm very proud of myself. So I did figure out how to get that done and make it all work. And I really do like this room. There is some space, but it's not like it looks huge here. But once I get everything into it, it really looks kind of cozy and welcoming. And that was the point. So, put in a dresser, put in this vanity area. I didn't put anything else because there's a closet in the bathroom. So the dresser is more like a storage type thing, really, is what I'm, kind of picturing in my head. And, the closet is where they actually keep everything. But we know how that works in The Sims, right? So here I did a little seating area. Again, just something nice. This is a, upper class type family. Not too wealthy, but a more upper class type family here because this house is expensive. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it is, but I have that listed in the description below if you're curious. I do that with all of my builds. If you look at the description, I have, okay, not all of them. There are some like community lots and some of that. I don't put pricing or any of that in, but residential, I do try to put in a name so you can search it on the gallery and like lot size and price. So I do try to do that with the residential or the residential rentals, any of that type of thing. Or even some of the businesses. Granted, I don't put bedrooms because most of them don't have them. But yeah, I do try to give you guys some info before you spend time searching for these builds only to find out you can't afford them or they won't fit where you want them to go. So anyway, here working on the bathroom, you will see you missed a little bit in the bedroom. I got interrupted by a cat who really, 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 really wanted attention right then and there to the point where he clawed my leg off. Okay, he didn't. It wasn't that bad, but he got his claws into me on accident. And so I paused, gave my cat some attention, and forgot to unpause before jumping into this bathroom. But luckily, luckily. I figured it out pretty dang quick. I think I had only gotten like the tub in here and realized that I hadn't unpaused yet. So yeah, just took that out and redid it for you guys. And then here, just kind of decorating up a little bit. I absolutely love this corner shelf thing. I don't know who came up with that. I saw it on YouTube in a build somewhere. So props to whoever that was. I believe it was in like a little Simsy. She was looking through builds. So props to you. Because that's brilliant. Okay. Brilliant. All right. So here, just kind of creating a nice big walk-in shower. When I started the floor plan for this, that was in my head already. So this isn't something that just kind of got thrown in. I planned this bathroom to have this big walk-in shower. Now, that being said, right here, I decided I really didn't like it being open. And originally, that's how I pictured it. But because of how the Sims walls are, I just didn't like it. So I, left it or closed it up and put in a door. So yeah. All right, now jumping out of the main house and into the guest house. This is set up as a guest house, but it does have a full kitchen, table, living area, kind of like a studio apartment. So if you do have for rent, you could rent this out. It's got everything in it. Not really what I was thinking when I designed it, but thinking of more of a guest house for, the parents or, other extended family to come visit. Because this house was designed around family gameplay. So that was my thought process here. It could be a mother-in-law suite. Maybe you move in the parents and, rent this out to them or however you want to do it. But it's there, it exists, and I think it looks pretty cute. Now, I will say again, rugs in here. I struggled with the rugs. I do reuse one from the main house, but it works, and that's why I reused it. But that's the problem with using wood floors, but I hate the carpet in this game so much. All right, I really hope you guys couldn't hear the car that just went zooming by. I have my window open, and usually my microphone doesn't pick all that up, but I live near the expressway, and occasionally we get really, really loud cars. I was hoping not because of the time of day, but yeah, if you heard that, sorry. All right. Anyway, just getting the bathroom done. Simple bathroom, general setup, sink, toilet, shower, bath. And nothing fancy in here, but nothing like too basic either. So it works well. And I do like, as I said, as a rental, you could use this. And that's one reason I put it right near the gate, is if somebody did want to use it as a rental, it works pretty well. So here, just adding in all the stuff for the backyard. I'm trying to decide what I want there and finally figuring out what I wanted to do with this part. Because originally I was thinking, they could have like a little eating area over there. And then I'm like, but what am I going to do with the back porch? So I decided to make that like a play area. So they have the hopscotch and a basketball court, and you can put whatever else you want. That's all I put in there for now. And I think I put marbles out by the pool area somewhere. So the marbles are in the build too if you have for rent. But really, I wanted you guys to be able to cater that little space a little more to the kids that will be in your family. So here, putting in a garden. I wanted a small garden, not anything too crazy. And no, it's not a greenhouse. This is going to be your typical garden, but there is some space inside if you really want to plant a couple of things and have it year round. But really, in my mind with this one is this family has so much going on that they're lucky to get out to the garden that they have, okay? They have 4 kids. As I said, as one of 5. Okay, my mom loved gardening, but we also had help. Alright, so I decided instead of a swing, I wanted to put in the treehouse. Again, because of, the family vibe thing. However, the swing fits in there really nicely if you don't have growing together. And then I also wanted to put this fence around the pool because then you can lock it up in the winter so nobody comes out there and freezes, or you can lock it for the renter so they don't go into it. That was kind of the thought process there, if you use that as a rental. Or you can leave it open for them so they can have that as an amenity. So anyway, building the outdoor space here on this deck and decided, cute little grill, put another pizza oven out there because why not? And then I'm working on this space and I realized, I want lounge chairs. My original plan was to have them on that deck. And then I realized the pool area looked stupid with a fence between, a green patch between the 2 fences. So put those together. And here I'm just playing with the deck and where I want the furniture to go. And this is about the point where I realize this deck is huge and it doesn't need to be. And I'm struggling to fill it. So I might make it smaller. So I move everything over and I'm like, no, I don't like it with the space there. And I make it smaller. And I like it. I like it a lot better. There was a little too much space. I removed one of the doors to the outside because I'm like, we really don't need to. Shrunk in this way as well, just because we didn't need that much space. It's not, there's a couple of outside decks. The other thing that you guys did miss was the upstairs outside of the master bedroom does have like a table, a small little seating area, and a yoga mat sitting outside on that deck. You'll see it in pictures and as I go through the build a little bit. But I wasn't going to go back through and redo all of it. It wasn't a whole lot. So, all right. And then here I'm just going through and doing some landscaping. And I did cut quite a bit of that out just for time purposes. We're going on, 53 minutes here, guys. Roughly. Almost 53 minutes. And I just figured, we didn't need to watch me put bushes all the way around this building. So. All right, and then here, kind of just making the grass look prettier because they would have pretty grass, not a bunch of dirt. And then, putting in the terrain paint because we got to make this realistic, right? Then here is where I decide I'm not going to use this fence all the way around like I had it and use the same fence that the pool has. And I like it a lot better. I still wanted kind of a fancy gate there, so I chose that one. And then again, with the same mindset of why is this green spot here? I'm going to change that up. And a lot of it was just, I just wanted to fence in the pool area to have that area there. So I kind of had an idea of size-wise what I wanted there. But I really like this little garden space that I put here. I think it's cute. It is a little weird if you rent that out, I guess, to have, the renter watching your children, but it's The Sims and they're not creepy. It's okay. But it would be a really cool, little, spy area, the nosy neighbor. Yeah, that would be fun. Okay. So here, just kind of doing all the terrain paint stuff and getting that all figured out, finishing touches on everything. As you can see, I did keep that higher fence around that kind of driveway area that I created. I like that better there. I didn't want to mess with that. And now just, adding in a few more fun little things. I'll tell you, I love landscaping, but sometimes I even struggle with it. And this one doesn't have much. And I think I found that harder to do than when I do a whole bunch of landscaping, because this I wanted to be a little more taken care of, have that look of, this is a little more planned out than the more natural look I tend to go for. So, yeah. So I hope you guys will like that, because I don't know how often I'm going to do that. I need to do it more. I know I do it a lot with the trailer parks, with the more planned looking things, but yeah. The other thing, I think it's backyard stuff. I used a lot of that. All of a sudden, I just got into this pack and went nuts. So hopefully you own it. If not, as I said, the game will replace it with something. I don't know what. But now just adding in some more lighting. I didn't go too crazy in the front. I wanted to keep that simple. But definitely needed some lighting throughout the build. So got that all done and figured out. And I like it. I like how this looks lit up at night. I did come through, and these lights I wanted to kind of hide so you didn't see those. They're just really for that patio area I was telling you about. And then here, just checking everything over again to make sure I've got everything where I want it. And we are coming up to the end of the build. All right, so here is the finished product, and I'm going to let you guys enjoy checking out the interiors and exteriors. Alright everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as I enjoyed building it. I really did. I still can't believe I got it done, and it turned out so pretty. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe so you're informed of when I post my next video. Not sure what that one's gonna be yet. Might be another house build. It's gonna be a throwback because it's Tuesday. But yeah, should be a fun little build no matter what it is, because all of my throwback ones are fun. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.